welcome back to my channel. My name is Jodie, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video on the channel. So instead of doing my kind of usual kind of weekly watches video, I've kind of recently been watching some movies that have been recommended by you guys, so members of the YouTube kind of movie community. So I recently hit just an unbelievable milestone for me, really, of 200 subscribers. Genuinely, when I started my channel, just like if I had, you know, even 10 views on every video, like I would be absolutely thrilled. But to have like 200 subscribers now, and you know, to be getting like a really just incredible amount of views on my videos and everything is just such, like, it's just absolutely fantastic. So I wanted to basically, instead of doing kind of normal weekly watches, I wanted to actually make a point to watch some movies that were recommended by you guys in your videos. So in this video, this is going to be part 1 of 2. So in this video, I'm going to specifically talk about 4 movies recommended by 4 channels here on YouTube. There is some more channels that I want to shout out and some more movies that I want to, you know, discuss, but there was a couple of titles that haven't arrived yet that I haven't got to watch. So yeah, as I said, in this video, I'm just going to talk about 4 movies that were kind of discussed kind of recently by 4 fantastic channels here on YouTube. And yeah, just as an opportunity just to give some channels a shout out, and just to, because I'm just so grateful for like the support and the kind of community and everything that that I've experienced since starting YouTube. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get into the 4 movies that were recommended by kind of fellow channels here on YouTube. Luckily, I'm so delighted now that none of these movies I have to criticize. These were all absolutely cracking movies. So they were ones that yeah, that I'm just so happy that I've watched, and kind of ones that maybe if it wasn't for the channels that recommended them, that I mightn't have watched them kind of as soon as I did, and I would absolutely be missing out as well. So yeah, without further ado, I'll just show you the movies that I watched. So the first movie I watched is this movie called Heroes, and this was a movie that was recommended by Neil's movie channel. So hello to Neil, and a massive thank you for recommending this movie. So if you haven't seen Neil's video on this movie, he did a kind of review video, basically just kind of talking about this movie, and yeah, giving all his thoughts on it. And kind of from what Neil was saying, I just absolutely had to check this one out. And yeah, I'm sure everyone at this stage follows Neil's movie channel, but if you don't, you just absolutely have to follow him straight away. For me, just when I was kind of starting up my channel, like, I think Neil's movie channel was such a huge like inspiration to kind of start, because I just really love his passion for films. He just has such an incredible love and kind of like a real wealth of knowledge of films, and his collection is just absolutely incredible. So just every time he uploads, I'm just kind of in awe, because he kind of discusses a lot of films that like I personally wouldn't have heard of. So I feel like every time he kind of gives a recommendation, I need to make a note, and I need to seek it out. Yeah, he just has an absolutely fantastic channel, and I always feel like if he gives a recommendation, and if there's something that he's really, you know, kind of big on in terms of like a movie that he recommends, I feel like I can trust that recommendation, and you know, it just gives me confidence to kind of go ahead and buy something and pick up something that maybe that I hadn't seen before. So yeah, a massive shout out to Neil's movie channel, and yeah, so a huge thank you for recommending this movie. So this movie Heroes, yeah, please do check out Neil's video on this movie, because he'll kind of goes into more depth and goes into more kind of detail probably than I will, and he probably articulates it a lot better than I do as well. But yeah, so this is a film from 1977. So as you can probably see, so it stars Henry Winkler, Sally Field and Harrison Ford, who was like really young in this role. But it's basically kind of like it's almost like a drama comedy kind of road trip kind of movie. So it basically revolves around Henry Winkler's character, who is like a Vietnam veteran, and he's basically in hospital kind of suffering with like post-traumatic stress, and you know, he is definitely, you know, suffering. He's reacting very, very strongly to kind of what happened to him in the war. And basically he breaks out of the hospital, and he decides that he's going to go on a road trip to basically kind of find out what's happened to kind of all of the other kind of military men that were in his unit. So he goes on like a cross-country road trip to do that. And kind of when he's on the bus at the start, then he meets Sally Field's character, and she's basically she's kind of running away from another situation. She's basically due to get married in a couple of days, and she's kind of getting, you know, a bit of cold feet, and she just wants to kind of just reassess things and kind of think about kind of what her priorities are and what she wants to do. So she just decides to get on this bus and to basically just get out of New York and just to go away somewhere. And so the two kind of personalities meet, and it's a very, very interesting kind of combination of characters. So yeah, just from start to finish, like the kind of chemistry between Sally Field and Henry Winkler is just fantastic. And just they really bounce off each other so well, and it's literally like non-stop carnage from start to finish. But as you can imagine, like they do kind of form a bond, and it's just really, really kind of beautiful how the story plays out. So yeah, it's definitely kind of when they kind of do kind of start to kind of, you know, like each other, it's definitely not all plain sailing. And you know, there's a lot of kind of trauma and everything that comes up for the Henry Winkler character, kind of from the war. And there's some scenes in it that are genuinely really, really sad and just very tragic. And yeah, so it's one of those movies where kind of 1 minute you're laughing and 1 minute you're crying. And it's just a really, really beautifully told story, and the performances in this are just absolutely excellent. And to be honest, I can't say that I've seen a lot of films with Henry Winkler in it or in them, but this one was just really fantastic. And I just was so surprised at how well he played the character. I think when you kind of know him from like Happy Days and stuff, you just don't expect him to be as fantastic an actor, but he really brings it in this role. He is just absolutely fantastic, and he plays both kind of sides of the character really well, like the kind of the comedic, the kind of fun side of it, whereas also playing like you know, the really darker sides as well, playing those really, really well. So yeah, I absolutely adored this. A fantastic 70s kind of anti-war movie. And as I said, very, if you kind of like road trip movies, 70s road trip movies, but things that are very very specific to that time. And you know, if you love your 70s movies and you haven't seen this one, I would definitely recommend this one, Heroes. I really, really enjoyed this one. And yeah, if you're a Harrison Ford fan as well, there's a great few scenes with Harrison Ford in it, where he's really, really young, and yeah, he's absolutely fantastic as well. So yeah, this one, I just couldn't believe that, like, I hadn't really kind of heard of this movie before, but yeah, when you recommended it, I had to pick it up, and I'm so happy I did. So Heroes, thank you so much for the recommendation, Neil, and for covering this one. And yeah, this was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, if you're into your kind of 70s movies, you know, your kind of Vietnam era kind of movies, this is a fantastic one. So yeah, Heroes was the first watch. So the next movie that I watched is based off a recommendation from Ash at Popcorn and Horror, and that movie is Hearts in Atlantis. So yeah, again, a huge shout out to Ash for the recommendation on this one. Ash just discussed this one in a recent video that he did of kind of some, you know, some Blu-ray pickups that he got, and he talked about this one and how I think he had seen it on kind of VHS like a long time ago, and that he kind of recently revisited and absolutely loved it. So just everything that Ash said in that video just made me want to watch this one. So I just really want to say as well, just about Ash's channel, yeah, Popcorn Horror, it's a fantastic YouTube channel, and I think Ash was like one of the kind of, when I started uploading, I think like Ash was like one of the first kind of people that was, you know, watching my videos and commenting, and just like the support and just the kindness and just the, you know, the encouragement just means so much to me. So a huge thank you to Ash, and yeah, just for being so supportive. And Ash's videos, I'm sure again everyone probably is subscribed to Ash's channel, but what a nice guy, and he has a fantastic channel and he really knows his stuff. And yeah, he just has a great way of kind of describing movies as well when he's kind of discussing the ones that he watched. And yeah, he just has an absolutely fantastic channel and just such a wealth of kind of knowledge, especially like in on horror movies. So yeah, absolutely fantastic channel. So thank you so much to Ash for the recommendation of Hearts in Atlantis. So this one, I had heard kind of a few things about it over the years, but I never kind of never checked it out, or never actually really came across this one anywhere, to be honest. And so this one I actually just recently picked up. I got it from eBay. I think it was from like Music Magpie, or one of those kind of you know, the secondhand stores on eBay. But oh my god, I'm so happy that I picked this one up. This movie, this is so fantastic. Like, if you are into kind of movies that kind of take you back to different eras, this one goes right back to 1960, and it's based kind of around this sort of this one boy, what's his name again, yeah, his name is Bobby, and it's basically about this summer in Bobby's life, and kind of the friendships that he has, and in particular the relationship that he forms with this kind of mysterious character played by Anthony Hopkins. So basically the Bobby character, who is played by Anton Yelchin, and he is just absolutely brilliant. So he is basically living with his mother. I think his father had died, and his mother is totally just she kind of doesn't listen to him, and she is just kind of doing her own thing. She's like trying to kind of focus like solely on her own life, and she really kind of just ignores her son. So he's kind of, you know, trying to make his own way, and you know, you can tell that there's things in life that he struggles with in terms of confidence and all that kind of thing. And then the character of Brautigan comes into his life, and he's basically I think he's like renting the room upstairs, and he's kind of this very mysterious character. And the Brautigan character, Anthony Hopkins, kind of takes Bobby under his wing, and yeah, kind of teaches him the kind of the ways of the world and everything like that. And it's really, I mean, there's probably so many ways that you could kind of interpret this film. I feel like there's so many ways you could just sit and kind of hypothesize what the real meaning of the character is, and you know, kind of what basically who his character is and what he represents, and so many kind of interpretations that you could, you know, spend a lot of time going into. But I kind of feel like really at the heart of it's just really like a coming of age movie, and it's really just about, you know, a young person kind of finding his way, and you know, and kind of just kind of building up his confidence and standing up for what he believes in and all that kind of thing. So it's really fantastic. I have to say, like, it's a very, like, it's not like chock full of action or anything like that. It is a very understated film, but it's so beautifully shot, and it is really feels like it's in the spirit of something like Stand By Me, because it is also based on a novella by Stephen King. So it definitely has that kind of spirit. And you know, if you kind of like Stand By Me and those kind of coming of age movies, but do have darker sides to them, I think Hearts in Atlantis will be one that you really enjoy. Yeah, it was just an absolutely beautiful film, and the soundtrack in this is so cool as well. So a lot of like 60s music, kind of late 50s 60s music, and it just sets the tone so well. And yeah, the setting, the location, everything in this is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, if you haven't seen this one, and if it sounds like it's up your street, I definitely would recommend it. I'm so pleased that I've seen it, and I definitely agree with Ash that I feel like for, you know, how much you kind of get immersed in the film, it does feel really short. I definitely agree that I could go a little bit longer with this one, and it's not often that I want a longer movie either. But no, I totally see where you're coming from on that one. And yeah, just thank you again so much to Ash for the recommendation on this one. And yeah, I recommend anyone else that hasn't seen it, definitely check out Hearts in Atlantis, and yeah, you won't be disappointed. So the next watch was a recommendation from Tim's channel. I think it's just Tim Cole, and yeah, it is just another absolutely fantastic movie. So this week I watched Unbreakable, based off of Tim's recommendation. Yeah, so again, before I get into this movie, yeah, a huge shout out to Tim's channel. Yeah, Tim has just an absolutely fantastic channel, and I really love Tim's style of just kind of the way that he approaches his videos. Like just has like a great kind of chatty style of kind of talking about like his weekly watches and kind of weekly pickups and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's just, he just has like such a kind of a great personality when it comes to making the videos, and I just love that kind of chatty style that he does. And again, just a like someone with like an absolutely fantastic knowledge of films. And yeah, Tim is another kind of like another person that's really into his horror and everything. So I'm just getting so many great recommendations kind of in terms of, you know, horror movies to kind of check out. And yeah, I have so many that I want to get through kind of based on Tim's recommendations as well. But for this video in particular, I just thought this one sounded really interesting, and it's one that I've seen around like a lot. Like I feel like I'm kind of always hearing about this movie and I'm always seeing the cover and everything. And yeah, I just never ever got a chance to check it out. I just actually didn't really have a clue what it was about actually, until Tim covered it on his video. So yeah, so thanks, a huge thanks to Tim. You really sold this movie to me, and yeah, I just absolutely was not disappointed. So yeah, Unbreakable, if you've seen Tim's recent kind of, I think it could be his recent watches, maybe about 2 weeks ago or something like that, you would have kind of seen him talking about this movie. But just kind of really briefly, it basically centers on the main character played by Bruce Willis, and his name is yeah, David Dunn is the character's name. And basically he is the only survivor of a train crash. And you know, he's kind of very I guess like very surprised, and you know, kind of a little bit in shock as to how he managed to kind of survive it. And then the other character, it's Mr. Glass is the character, and he's played by Samuel L. Jackson. And this character kind of tracks down Bruce Willis's character, and you know, he's kind of convincing him that, you know, that Bruce Willis's character is invincible, and that, you know, he's basically like has these kind of superhero powers of strength, and that he can't be injured, that he's so you know, really strong, and you know, that he can't be hurt. And whereas he's kind of on the other side of the spectrum, so he kind of thinks that there's like an equilibrium, that he's really weak and can be hurt really easily, whereas Bruce is on the other kind of side of the spectrum. And kind of at the start he doesn't want to believe that, because he, you know, I don't think he's ever really thought about it, the fact that he has never been hurt, has never been sick. And it's kind of really only as well when his son kind of really starts to believe it as well, and kind of really starts to push him into believing this, that he realizes that he is, you know, very special, and that he has these kind of special abilities. So yeah, the concept itself I just think is really interesting. It's kind of like a twist on like a superhero tale, but just told in a really really interesting way. And I have to say, you know, I haven't really checked out a lot of like the M. Night Shyamalan films, like the more recent ones. I think I've seen Old, but I haven't seen like a lot of the other ones, because I haven't just really heard great things about them. But this one just takes me right back to like classic M. Night Shyamalan, and just kind of reminds me why I used to like him as a director so much. You know, Signs is a film that I just loved since I was really really young. And you know, and even The Sixth Sense as well is absolutely fantastic. And the tone, the mood, the kind of very understated, you know, kind of performances and everything really kind of take me back to those films, and just remind me why, you know, M. Night was so great back in the day. Just even some of the shots and everything in this are just absolutely beautiful. You know, some of the direction, the camera work and everything is just really interesting. And yeah, it's just such a visually stunning movie, and with a really beautiful simplistic story that is yeah, that is just fascinating to watch. It does, like Tim said in his kind of review, he you know, kind of mentioned that there is a lot of tense scenes. There's one tense scene with the son, and where the son is like basically holding a gun to his father in it, and kind of threatening to shoot him. that's like a crazy scene, but it's so tense, and it's just done so well. Like the acting and everything is just pristine in it. It's just fantastic. So yeah, I'm really sorry that I never checked this out earlier. To be honest, I wasn't really sure what it was about or anything. So yeah, I really needed to kind of be spurred on to kind of watch this one. But I have to say, absolutely beautiful, stunning imagery, really, really beautiful, fantastic performances, beautiful music. Everything about this was just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I'm just absolutely delighted that I finally got around to checking this one out. So yeah, again, thank you so much, Tim, for the recommendation. And yeah, if anyone else out there has not seen Unbreakable, I'm probably one of the last people now to kind of see it, but if there's anyone else out there that hasn't seen it, yeah, big recommendation. Absolutely fantastic film. So the final movie that I'm going to talk about today is a recommendation from Stuart George's Home Movies, and God, what a fantastic film this was. And this one is Funny Girl. So as you can see, this one is a double pack with Funny Girl and Funny Lady, but I haven't watched Funny Lady just yet. I definitely will be getting to that one really soon. But yeah, so I think it was in a recent it was like one of Stuart's kind of recent kind of weekly watches. I think it was a couple of weeks ago that he had talked about watching Funny Girl. So I think this is actually the only one of the movies today that I'm talking about that I didn't actually have to go and like pick up. I didn't have to order it. It was one I actually already had in my collection, and yeah, I was kind of just holding off for ages. Just wasn't really kind of in the mood to watch it. I have been wanting to get into more Barbara Streisand movies, and you know, especially the musicals that she was doing. You know, I recently watched Hello Dolly just over Christmas, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm not sure why I was so hesitant to watch this one, but then when I heard Stuart talk about it in a recent video, I just yeah, I just had to pull the trigger and watch it, and oh my god, I was not disappointed. So again, I just want to give a huge shout out to Stuart George, and just what a fantastic channel Stuart has. I just love, again, I love his style of kind of videos, and I love the kind of quick fire kind of way that he goes through the movies, and you can just tell that he has just a fantastic passion for films. I just think that's like, from kind of all the channels that I've kind of been watching so far, like on my kind of YouTube journey, I think the one thing that I really like in a channel is just when people show like genuine passion and kind of love for films. And I just think that's the most important thing. It's more important than collecting and, you know, how many movies can you get in your collection, and, you know, getting the newest titles, you know, as quick as possible. Like, the most important thing is that you just love films, and that you want to see them because it's something you're passionate about. So I love channels that just do convey that passion and the love for films. So Stuart is definitely, you know, has one of those channels, and you can just tell he's just mad about film, and it really comes across in his videos. And he's always just really like a supportive kind of person here on YouTube, and always just gives great encouragement and kind of great, you know, really lovely comments and everything, every video. So yeah, a fantastic channel, and just a fantastic guy. And yeah, so thank you so much to Stuart for your support so far, and of course for yeah, just for recommending this absolutely fantastic movie. So for anyone that hasn't seen Funny Girl, so yeah, as I said, this movie just, this absolutely blew me away. I think this is one of the best films that I've seen all year so far. Definitely since the start of the new year, this is probably the strongest film I've seen. So it's from 1968. It is a musical, kind of like a romantic musical, but oh my god, this is truly fantastic. So it kind of centers around this girl. Again, I just didn't check any of the characters' names before I did this video. Yeah, Fanny Bryce is the name of her character, and basically she kind of grows up in kind of like a Jewish kind of section of New York, and she's kind of just one of these kind of people that she's just a dreamer, and you know, she just has it in her head that she wants to be on stage, she wants to be on Broadway, she wants to be a success in kind of in musicals. And like, she literally just has to put up with her mother and people around her just telling her that she's not good looking enough, she's too ugly, you know, she doesn't look like one of those kind of Broadway girls. So she's always kind of had to rely on her good humor and, you know, her kind of comedic timing and everything to make an impression. But you know, she never kind of gave up on, you know, the dream. And it's basically about her kind of rise from, you know, basically from a no one to, you know, just a Broadway sensation. And kind of all the trials and tribulations that come with that, and kind of then meeting who will be kind of become her husband, played by Omar Sharif, and kind of just everything that she goes through with him, and kind of the trajectory of their love story as well is all incorporated in it. And I have to say, this musical was just absolutely phenomenal. The songs, everything about this was just incredible. And I mean, I've always really admired Barbara Streisand, and everything I've seen of her so far I've really enjoyed. Like, I love What's Up Doc, absolutely love her in that. Hello Dolly was fantastic. Yentl is incredible. But I think this was just the first time that I watched her in a film, and I was just like knocked off my feet completely by her performance. I just think this could probably be one of my favorite performances by a female actress ever. I just think it was that good. She's so compelling. She's just amazing to look at. Her comedic timing again. Yeah, I just cannot sing her praises enough in this film. And just that voice. I mean, that voice is just sensational. That's the only word I can use to describe it. It was just incredible. So yeah, Funny Girl, what an incredible film. And yeah, as I said, definitely the best film I watched this year so far, I think. And yeah, it definitely would probably be one that I would have got to, but I probably would have sat on it a little bit longer if it wasn't for kind of Stuart singing its praises so highly. So again, thank you so much to Stuart for kind of for pushing me on to watch this one, and just for giving it such a you know, kind of for giving it such good props in your video. And yeah, this will be one I know I'm just going to come back to again and again. And yeah, I really can't wait to watch this one, Funny Lady. So I know, yeah, if you are into your musicals, if you like Barbara Streisand, you know, if you have not seen this one, it is absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, she won Best Actress for this one as well, actually. I think it must have been in like 69. So well deserved, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Funny Girl was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that was the 4 titles that I watched based on recommendations from some fantastic channels here on YouTube. So yeah, I absolutely loved every single one of these titles. And yeah, thank you so much to the channels that that discuss them in their videos, and just for yeah, just for selling me on them. And they're all definitely ones that I'm going to be keeping in my collection, and that I will rewatch again into the future. So absolutely fantastic couple of watches there. So yeah, I am going to do a part 2. There is some more movies that I want to watch that have been recommended by you guys in the community. So there is some more channels that I want to shout out as well. So but yeah, if you are still watching, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have recently subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for helping me get up to 200 subscribers. I'm genuinely so like grateful and so humbled that, you know, that many people would subscribe to my channel. So I really appreciate the support. Like, it genuinely means so much to me. And so yeah, as I said, definitely keep an eye out for part 2, and I will have some more videos coming on stream again very soon. I'll have I'm gonna start doing some kind of top 10 videos, and I also have a very large February haul coming really soon as well. I definitely went a little bit overboard in February, so I will be probably doing what's going to be probably a very long haul video very soon in the coming days. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But yeah, as I said, thank you so much for watching this video, and yeah, I can't wait to talk to you in the next one. Bye.